Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, going to go over a story titled, Am I the A-hole for ditching my date at the restaurant? And a big shout out to Ash for sending me this story. And guys, this story is all about a guy. He meets this gal at the gym, some hot chick at the gym that he liked. Asked her out, took her to some restaurant, which he shouldn't have done, but that's another conversation I'll make later. And upon taking her out, he discovered real quick what her real personality was like. He discovered real quick that she was extremely rude and entitled and bossy in the way that she treats the employees of the restaurant. And you're also going to find out other things about her personality and views on different people by what she says and does about the wait staff, people that work there, the people around them. And he discovers real quick that she's a real piece of something. So, lo and behold, you're going to see that he eventually leaves her there, as he certainly should have. But yet, no surprise, being the world that we are in now, in the comment section, he was made out to be the bad guy by a lot of people. What gives? She's a piece of something, and yet he leaves her there, and he's the bad guy. So, I'm going to go through this story, guys. There's a lot of important things I want to point out here, and then I'm going to read some of the comments from the comment section. And by the way, a lot of you guys lately have been asking me to link certain stories or articles I go over in the description because you like to follow along. I have to be careful what I link because a month ago, my channel got a strike from YouTube and they shut me down for a few days. I'm sure some of you guys remember this because of some words that were used in a link. So I can't take any chances that there's definitely a word in this link that YouTube's not going to like and could flag me, so I can't do that. So there won't be a link to this story. However, the title is, if you type in Reddit in Google, Reddit, and then Am I the A-hole, A-I-T-A, for ditching my date at the restaurant, you should be able to find it and you could follow along and read all the comments I'm talking about here for your own entertainment. So, the story starts off. He says, Before anyone thinks this is fake, let me assure you I wish this was. I am in shock. I, a 26-year-old male, just recently went on a date with a woman who is 25 to 28 years old last Tuesday. We met at the gym. I've had a crush on her for a while and finally struck up a conversation and asked her out. I booked us a nice Korean restaurant that has Korean barbecue stations. Now, a big confusion in this story, apparently, with people reading it, is they didn't know what a Korean barbecue place was. This is where apparently you go there and you have different stations and you cook your own food. They got restaurants in the Boston area like that. I believe it's called I can't think of it right now, but basically you go there. It's a very social activity. You get the meats of different kinds. You cook them at different grills. It's a fun time. We go with a group of friends and all that. Well, watch this. He says, so we sit at the bar and have a pleasant chat for a few minutes, and then they tell us our table is ready. Then we go to our table, and it's a huge grill with a fire on it, and she instantly asks, what is this? He says in parentheses, how does anyone not know what a Korean barbecue is? But I brushed it off and explained to her, and she was like, but why do we have to do all the work? He said, LOL, and she said, LOL, isn't that their job? Now, by the way, he just said here, how does anyone not know what a Korean barbecue is? Guys, in the comment section, half the comments are them people focusing on how arrogant he is and the ego on him or something like that because some people didn't know what the Korean barbecue was. In spite of what you're about to hear about her. Just goes to show you the type of people out there that spend their time reading this shit and commenting. Anyway, I explained to her that's what's fun about it. We could always order off the a la carte menu if she didn't want barbecue. But she said, just make them do it for us. And insisted on calling the waitress over and asking her to put up the meat on the grill and demanded to be served after it was ready. This elderly Korean lady had to shuffle between busy tables and come and flip the meat and serve our plates. So, this restaurant is, like I said, you go there and you get your steaks, your chicken, whatever, and you cook it there. It's supposed to be a fun activity. Okay, it's not for everybody. Fine. Maybe she was expecting something different. But the point was, she was really nasty about it and bitchy about it. Okay? How hard, insisting that the waitstaff that isn't actually supposed to serve you, come over there and cook it for her while she sat back and thought she was the queen. Okay? Now, guys, this is his first date with her. And what have I told you about the first date? One drink. One drink, you can pretty much get what her personality is like in the 20 minutes or so, maybe half an hour if you're really milking it or really nursing the drink, what her personality is like. You're not spending a lot of money, etc., etc. Well, he's taking her out, spending his time, his meal, and money on this gal, and he's finding out real quick what her personality is like. Already we have a bossy, we have bitchy, we have high maintenance. She's bossing around the waitstaff. And by the way, let me tell you something, guys. You can really get the idea of someone's personality and character on how they treat people in a service job. I worked in restaurants, a couple restaurants throughout the end of high school and college, and I know what people are like. By and large, most people were cool, but you had some real a-holes out there that treated me like I was scum. And I didn't forget that. And so when I go out to eat or any other place with somebody in a service job, I'm always very polite and respectful, hardly bossy. If somebody is doing a terrible job, and let's just say they're really busy, but they're trying, okay, fine. And if somebody's rude, like a waiter or something, or a waitress, I've gone over to the manager and pulled them aside and let them know. But just to be naturally bossy and treat someone that is in a service job rude and disrespectfully like this, not cool. Says everything you need to know. Anyhow, she's being a bitch. Continues. He says, but wait, it gets worse. So at this point, I'm super embarrassed and seeing red flags like crazy. He says, I'm Indian, so I'm kind of used to the whole servant master attitude thing that cause it big in India, but I'm not a fan of it, and I thought it was super weird here in the States. But I wanted to see the date to the end. And yes, shamelessly enough, I was hoping for some adult time. Number two, the reason why people were giving this guy a hard time in the comment section, because he's talking about some adult time. People were bitching and complaining that, oh, how dare he think he can hook up with her on the first date and blah, 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 blah. Clearly these people never been out before. At the end of the meal, she asks for dessert. I agree and ask to see the menu. The waitress comes over and gives the menu and hands it to her. She then waits for her to leave and says, and this is what he's quoting her saying, she said, my God, this place is a nightmare. All these useless immigrants, she's white, come into the country and don't even work and eat up our tax dollars. Are they even legal? Well, if the waitress is not white and she is an immigrant and she's working, well, she's not sitting around trying to get a handout. She's actually working. Real nice, huh? And she said it loudly enough that a nearby table of not white people in their 20s started giving her dirty looks and whispering to each other. She notices this and goes, same goes for those, insert a racist word for people of Pakistan. At this point, my jaw dropped. He says, I'm Indian, and she used this in front of me. She saw my expression and went, oh no, I don't mean Latinos, they're fine. She says, I love Mexican food. So it seems that she thinks I was Latino. He says, my birth country never really came up, as I speak with an American accent. And she uses a racist word against my own countrymen in front of me. So, back to the whole one drink date type of thing. He wouldn't be going through this crap if he just invited her out for a drink, but he had to take her out and all this. I bet he was wishing it was just a one drink situation. Now I gotta tell you guys, not that I would be in this situation because I understand the one drink rule or tea or coffee or something that's not expensive. That's the most important thing, not spending a lot of money. I did a video on this yesterday. I'm sure many of you guys saw this. When she started really being rude and bossy towards the waitress, that's the point I would pretty much say, check please. Say, you know what? Thought you were cool, thought it'd be a good time, but just you're not my type. And I would have left. You know, I would have paid my share and walked out the door. But this guy stays on. And yeah, he obviously stayed on because he was hoping to maybe get a piece of ass. And that's what a lot of people were bitching about in the comment section. But anyhow, this is certainly grounds to get out of there. He says, so we get dessert. I get up to use the bathroom, pay off the bill with a good tip, and walk out the door. I left her there. I drove us, he said, and went back and blocked her number. Now I'm even thinking of switching gyms, but I'm just gonna go in the morning. I don't know what I will say if I will ever meet her again. Am I the a-hole for ditching her without any transportation at the restaurant? And guess what my answer is? No, you're not the a-hole. She had it coming. You shouldn't have taken her out to this place to begin with, but okay, it is what it is. You should have ditched her after she started being really nasty and rude towards the waitress there. I mean, God forbid she cooks some of her own food, Your Majesty. And then all that crap she was saying, and then obviously about to the people nearby. I mean, she's a total a-hole. So no, you're not the a-hole for leaving her there. She can get Uber, she can get Lyft, she can call a friend. And as you can imagine, guys, there were people bitching about this dude leaving her there. He had every right to leave her there. She had it coming. I mean, come on here. But he should certainly, in my opinion, not have paid for the whole bill. I would have pretty much been like, okay, I'll pay for half, but and let her have the bill. Now, here we're going to go with the comments. Oh, there's a few more updates. My bad. He says, edit. Oh, wow, this blew up. Thanks for the support and awards, guys. Let me address some points. He says, number one, it was funny to me she didn't know what a Korean barbecue was, considering I knew it because I'd never seen it in my country, and she lived here her whole life. The city has Korean restaurants since the 90s. Number two, I couldn't be stuck in the car for 20 minutes with someone who thinks my people are trash. See, people were giving him a hard time about this. Number one, don't apologize. Who cares? Why should he take her home after the way she was acting there? He says, number three, I wasn't going to sleep with her after I actually got to know her. I didn't know she was this bad until the end. Initially, I just thought she had a strong opinion on self-service at restaurants. Number four, I'm not going to tell you what the word was. Just Google it if you're interested. Obviously, certain words she was using. Now we're going to get on to some of the comments just to show you how warped some people are. Some people agree with him. Other people decide to criticize about stupid crap. One guy says, this is why you go for drinks first, so you can duck out at a suitable, no, this ain't working, and still not have to pay for the food. Amen. That's what I say all the time, guys. So many guys, and I said this in the video I did yesterday, but I'm going to refresh it again. So many guys think they got to take the girl on some expensive date, spend all this money, to get her. Let me tell you something. If you feel like you got to do that to impress her, you obviously don't think very highly of yourself. And by you trying to impress her and spend a bunch of money or do something fancy and all that, you're going to communicate to her you don't think very highly of yourself. You're insecure. That's how it will be taken. And guess what? Women like guys that are sure of themselves, that aren't insecure, and don't have to try so hard. Okay? Also, you could end up with a train wreck just like this. This is why a quick drink. If you don't drink alcohol, that's fine. It could be a coffee. It could be a tea. It could be some very minor, inexpensive activity. But yet, so many guys are going to go shell all his money. This guy wasted his night. Okay? Maybe he liked his chicken there. Maybe he liked his steak. Whatever the hell they made there at the Korean barbecue. But seriously, one drink, guys. Another comment says, yep, the original poster is better than me. I would have politely told her about herself, called her a racist, told her why I was leaving, paid half of the bill with a tip, and told the restaurant servers that she was covering her half of the bill, and she is a racist. The audacity of that woman. She was a racist with her chest. She didn't even earn the grace that you extended. I wouldn't have blocked her. I would have made it awkward enough that she wouldn't want to contact me, and she was the one who would avoid the gym. Yeah, this guy mentioned I don't know if I want to go back to the gym or switch gyms. Hell no. If this is your gym and you like going there, don't change gyms because you're going to think it's going to be awkward to see her. She's the one that was a jerk. But I guarantee you, she probably doesn't even think she was being a jerk. Another guy says, now we're going to have a criticism. Someone says, you acted immaturely. I get that you wanted some petty revenge after her behavior, but it would have been better to tell her you were leaving and offer her the ride you promised. Even better would have been in the end to end the date early, tell her you're not interested in continuing the date, and then offering her a ride. Get the hell out of here. After all that, you're going to give her a ride home? No way. Some people also complained that she would then be informed by the service staff, the waiters and all, that the guy paid the bill and left her, and that it was horrible for him to do that because then she's going to yell at them. I guarantee you the waiters and waitresses, the staff of that restaurant, would enjoy every minute delivering the news to her, because they obviously talk, that, hey, your date ditched you and you got to find your own way home. I guarantee they'd love every minute of telling her that and watching her reaction. Another guy says, not the a-hole. I'm truthfully in utter disbelief this happened. Just wow. I'm surprised you were there till the end of the date, but not the a-hole, because you paid the bill with a tip, and besides, if they were going to be rude and insult others in that way, it just better be it'd just be better off with them taking an Uber or something back home to minimize interaction with the red flags. Right. He's going to tell her the reason why he's ending it, and he's going to then give her a ride home. You want to talk about the longest car ride of your life? No way. Leave her there. Quite frankly, a lot of you guys wouldn't have paid the bill. But there's a story, I think it was out in California, LA or something. Some dude was going on he was going on dates, and he'd rack up a big bill, then leave, and eventually got arrested. I don't know if he went to jail or not. I'm sure somebody will know the answer to that, so let me know. Another person against the guy says, you're the a-hole because you basically left the restaurant workers to do your job for you. Ironically, just like she made them do work for her. By having to tell her that you paid and left, and you left them to bear the brunt of the anger once she comprehended what you did. You should have used your words and told her directly that you wouldn't stand for dating a racist, and she'd have to find her own way home. He could have done that. But at the end of the day, who cares? Like I said, I guarantee you the waitstaff there probably would have loved to deliver that message, given how she was acting all high and mighty and bossy and bitchy and all that. They would have loved every minute of it. I mean, if that was me, and I was working there and somebody was being rude to me, and then I found that the dude ditched the girl, I would love to deliver that message. I'd be sitting there, I'd spread the word, tell all the people, I said, watch this, watch this. I would go tell her, watch her throw a little hissy fit, because she obviously would. I'd laugh my ass off. Goes on, another one says, yes, obviously she's a nightmare of a person, but the original poster asked, am I the a-hole for ditching my date? And he never told her that he was ending the date immediately once she said blatantly racist stuff. Well, you can see here with the comments and the whole mixture of them that you can't make people happy. But at the end of the day, she got what she deserved. But the point of the story is, guys, is that as amusing it is, he should have done this date to begin with. One day, first date, a drink, that's it, or something simple. No expensive dates. Why waste your time, waste your money? But also, once she started being really rude to the waitress and just being very demanding, that should tell him everything he needs to know about her character. Okay, guys, these are good situations to observe people in to see what they're like, and not just in a dating situation. If you're out with, let's just say you start making new friends. Say you joined a gym or a martial arts school, you made friends, you went out with people for the first time, and you saw them behaving in a manner like that around people in a service position, that's going to tell everything you need to know about them, or coworkers or something like that. But the point is, anybody that's like that, that says a lot about their character. But she got what she deserved. I quite frankly, I would have been gone. I wouldn't have done that, but I would have been gone right after she started being really bossy and bitchy. But he stayed around. But then after all her making those comments, and then about the people right at the table next door, no, she got off easy. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below and just think about this. Let me know. Do you think he was out of line, or should have taken it further? I'd like to hear comments about this. And also, guys, be sure to, you ever come across a really good article or story you'd like me to share? Personal story, something you've overcome, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com, and I will definitely cover it in the future. I get flooded with emails all the time, and I'm trying to get as many as I can, but just bear with me. If I don't do it right away, I will do it down the road. Sometimes you guys will send me a story, and then a few days later, I'll get another email from you guys with the same story, and a few days later, another email from you guys, the same story. I'll get to it when I can get to it, guys. If you bombard me, it'll get to the point you'll be like, all right, I'm not going to do it at all. So you send it to me once, and I'll get to it. If it works, I'll do it when I can. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.